Pink Floyd, The Division Bell, right now in States and Kingdoms.
A little backstory, although I don't have to tell you this. Pink Floyd is one of the few classic rock bands that we actually both listen to pretty much in chronological order.
Yeah, more or less.
One summer, long time ago,
Yep.
we decided that we were just going to listen to all the Pink Floyd albums. And
we did.
Except for Piper at the Gates of Dawn, which I already had and had already listened to. In fact, I it's interesting, but Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Relics, and Barrett, I was listening to.
Yeah, early.
Right, I really went there first. I have no idea why.
I don't either.
I don't know, but
Straight from Metallica to Barrett.
Well, no, but anyway, so we went through all the Pink Floyd albums, Saucerville Secrets to Division Bell, and it's really interesting. I think I probably have a little bit of a different point of view on Pink Floyd than some, having really liked the Syd Barrett era, and certain things along the way, but this album really struck both of us.
Yeah,
really,
I loved it.
Just hit us, just smacked us, and it's an interesting thing because I'm not exactly sure what it is. That we both really liked this album. It really struck a chord with us.
Yeah. Also, of course, Dad had all of the CDs,
right?
So we were able to go through them pretty right. easily. We didn't have to buy anything.
Right. Right. That's why we did it. They were all there.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, there was something about this record. It just has such a cohesive sound and a feeling, and it really just puts you in this place. It's very relaxing and easy to listen to, and it's easy, to just put it on and you listen to the whole thing, and the songs just flow into the next, and it's just like a waves of music. It's just so pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I think the songs are strong on this. So let's just talk about some of the songs.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Cluster 1.
Cluster 1. I really like the beginning of this. It sets the tone for the whole album. Mm-hmm. The interplay between the guitar and the piano, is really nice. I really like the way that's done.
Yeah.
All kind of on like a bed of ambience,
Yeah, it's it's noisy, but it's also soft. Mm-hmm. And the whole song just sort of flowers, and like the album kind of comes out of this.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like that for the whole album. It's like there's sort of this ground of ambience, and the songs just come out of it.
Yeah,
I like this. It sets the tone and goes right into What Do You Want From Me?
Mm-hmm. The song has such a classic Pink Floyd sound. Really, the song opens up, especially after the ambient beginning. This song just picks up with that sort of bluesy groove that Pink Floyd can do so well. And it's got the backing vocals, the lady singers. And it's got that sound. It's really a classic sound.
And it struck both of us, actually. Like, we both said the same thing when we were talking about this before, that it doesn't really sound like late 70s Pink Floyd. It sounds like early 70s Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And I think that's significant. And we'll move on. David Gilmore's guitar playing on this is so wonderful. It really is. It's extraordinary.
All throughout.
There's a lot of it. But it never intrudes in any way. It only expands the song.
Yep,
it really does.
Perfectly integrated. Well, the guitar is basically just shredding away throughout the entire album, but it's so interwoven.
It really is. It is a second voice for him.
Yeah.
And a lyrical guitar player, that's also a great singer. I mean, he's not the only one, but it's an incredible thing. Really, he can sing through both, and he does
up top
on
and
this
down
whole album.
At the bottom.
We were talking about also, and it comes up on a number of songs, but on this song, Momentary Lapse of Reason definitely sounds 80s-ish.
Yeah.
But this...
Although I like that sound.
I know, it doesn't bother me, but this, well, I mean, sometimes it bothers me, but that doesn't. this doesn't really have a sound that anchors it to one time, even though, I mean, I remember when this came out.
Clearly.
And, you know, the poster in Tower Records and all that stuff, you know, and so, I mean, I certainly associate it with a certain time, but the sound it doesn't seem to me.
It's pretty timeless in my mind. And especially, so on this song, there's that bridge part or break where the guitar is just so beautiful and melodic, and I just love that part. It's just the prettiest thing, and the song is just so well balanced. You know, it really shifts and just comes back together and keeps going in that faster pace. It's really great.
Pulls apart. One of the best melodies on the album, I think, and I really do like this. His guitar playing is fantastic, and I like, you know, in one of the later verses where it goes back into the verse and the guitar stands in for his singing for just the first part of it.
Yeah, it takes on the vocal melody.
Yeah, and I love that. That's, you know, sort of like what we're talking about.
The song too has like a really great bridge or break in it where the song literally like parts and the guitar comes right in. It's like that really sweet slide guitar. It literally just like slides into the song and it sounds so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. Well, Marooned is interesting because I'm not always a big fan of instrumental guitar tracks. Just, you know, just me.
Elitist.
But actually, I like this. I think it works on the album. And, I mean, someone could easily disagree, but I think it does. And his use of the whammy, and I really didn't look this up, but I think it's...
I really did no research.
I think it's the IPS 33B, which I had, and I sold for way less than I should have, which hurts. But, you know, but I think it's that, which had the original whammy chip in it that he was using, but it doesn't matter. His use of it on this song is really extraordinary because it never, like, he never sort of rubs it in your face that it's an effect. No. You know, it really, it blends so well with his playing. It's really actually a kind of, you know, a virtuosic bit of whammy guitar playing, you know?
Yeah, it's just really, really nice instrumental.
I find it's impressive.
It's got a tinge of sadness, you know? And I love the very end of the song. There's just one part that he plays, like this really lyrical, lovely part, and how the song, I mean, basically it's the end of the song. I wait for that. I think it sounds so great. It's just like so relaxed and it's just so good.
Yeah, this is one of the few albums that I would put on, like, in the background, and that's not necessarily like a knock on anything. You know, some albums, you know, they're there when you want them to be there. You know, like, it's a long album, so you can do this.
Well, every song is 6 minutes long.
I know, it's a long album,
but it doesn't feel like it.
You can just have it on, and like keep it playing. It puts off a certain energy, and that sounds really hippie-ish, but I mean, it puts off some kind of vibe. There you go. A Great Day for Freedom.
A Great Day for Freedom, yeah.
Which, isn't this?
It really is.
All I'll say about this is a really good melody. I like the song. I'll say is that, I mean, he has denied that this is about Roger Waters, and I believe him.
Right. Not like that other song he wrote called The Final Cut.
But, you know, it's a good song. It's not about Roger Waters.
It's not.
No, it's not. Anyway, but it is a good song. And it's about, you know, obviously it's about the Berlin Wall and...
Yeah, musically, this is another song that reminds me of classic early 70s Pink Floyd.
A lot of this does remind me of that. You know, everything sort of, well, like, you know, obscured by clouds, you know, what's the other one?
You know, that one with the prism.
Oh, yeah, right, Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, that one. Wearing the Inside Out.
Awesome Rick Wright song.
Well, it's nice that, you know, have Rick Wright singing on a track.
I love Rick Wright. I love all Rick Wright songs. They're always highlights for me on all of the records. No, I think he's sorry.
No, I agree.
He's got a great voice. I love him I love him.
He's such an integral part of Pink Floyd.
Yeah. And this song has such an awesome, like, horn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the horn arrangement and the horns in general. They come in and they
at the beginning.
Yeah, it's there throughout. It comes in and it leaves for a while, or it becomes a little more prominent, but it never feels like it's being like a solo thing, like over the song.
Yeah,
it's really submerged and interwoven and layered, and it layers with the guitar at times, and it's just.
Rick Wright is an underappreciated Pink Floydian.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, and I love his songs. I love all of his songs.
Yeah, he is central to the sound of Pink Floyd. Full stop.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, his voice blended with David Gilmore's is the classic sound. Right. I keep saying classic, but it is.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
I love the two of them singing together. That's the voice. I mean, to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Take it back.
Yeah, this has that Dave Gilmore eminence front guitar part.
Eminence front. Yeah, well, this is just like the obvious choice for a single.
It is. It's so really catchy. Great melody.
I would say there are a couple of songs that sound maybe closer to something on Momentary Lapse of Reason. This would be one of them. Mm-hmm. Only because it's just so.
It is. It's got that.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I guess so. It's a more mainstream kind of sound, but that's okay. And I think it's a great melody.
No, it is. Yeah, and continually great vocals from Dave. Mm-hmm. Great voice. Great looking man too. Coming Back to Life. It's another song that has a very soft opening, really nice guitar part to open the song, and
I just think it's an incredible vocal performance from Dave Gilmore on this.
He does sing really great on this song.
And he has a really unique style. There's a Dylan-ishness, kind of a country folkiness to it. It's he can kind of belt while still sounding like he's singing quiet.
Yeah. He can hold notes. It's so hard to sing the way he sings, and he makes it seem really easy.
He's got a really great style, and I love his vocals on this.
That's this song's a little more upbeat. It's got that groove. It's really nice. Keep Talking. This is the only song on the album that has the tiniest little hint of the 90s, in my opinion. It's just got a tinge of a techno beat, a little bit.
Yeah,
and it's got that kind of sampled vocal voice thing a couple times. It's just the only thing that feels a little bit 90s. Yeah, but it's still fine. It's still fine.
I hear that.
It sounds like Pink Floyd still.
I just like that there's a talk box on a song called "Keep Talking."
Yeah.
I appreciate silly things like that.
Also, that sound is just so, again, well balanced in the song. It's really subtle. Mm-hmm. There's just never anything overbearing about anything that he does.
No, the guitar stuff.
No,
it's great.
It's all just perfectly integrated, and it's there, and you hear it, and you're like, oh, it's amazing.
This really goes for every Pink Floyd
album
with Dave Gilmore. But just pointing out that on this album,
especially so,
it is. It's his playing is impeccable.
Yeah,
I think.
Lost for words.
The song has been pointed out that it's kind of similar to "Wish You Were Here."
Yeah, stylistically, I hear that.
I'm not sure why that's surprising. I mean, it is Dave Gilmore.
After all, right. So,
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say this is the equal of that song, but it's a nice song. I like the melody.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I like the countryishness of it.
It's definitely got a country tinge, the acoustic guitar. Yeah, it's a very pretty song. It, reminiscent of Pink Floyd, but this is Pink Floyd.
This is pretty clearly
toward.
I mean, one of the songs where you could definitely interpret it as being about Pink Floyd. Doesn't have to be, but it
Roger.
And,
you know.
there's just such top-notch, fantastic guitar playing on this whole album.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
not showy.
No, it's not at all. And, you know...
And it's no surprise. Everyone mentions Dave Gilmore. But when you listen and you really dive into these albums, like, and really listen, you know, because, I mean, we know these records so well, but listening to it again with a little bit more of a critical ear, it's so blatant how good it is.
Mm-hmm.
You almost take it for granted. And then when you really listen, you're like, well, wait a minute. This really is, like, crazy good.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And he's cute.
High hopes. High hopes.
Last song.
It's a really good closing song.
Yeah, I think
there's
so.
a lot of emotion in the singing, and
yeah, and
I like it a lot.
It's very atmospheric, like a lot of the rest of the album, but it also has this nice interplay between the piano and the guitar, and there's also this marching band drum beat at times, which feels like the album is sort of sending you off to war or something. Basic training. You got something to do. Go do it.
I thought they were just going to talk.
Well, we tried to talk. The negotiations failed.
Oh, okay. You're right. It's true.
Get to work.
Dave Gilmore declares war.
But it's got a really nice melody. I think it's a perfect way to end the album. This is such a well-balanced record.
I think it is. Yeah, I really think it is too. I think for what amounts to really their last record, I think it's a really good one. I think it's a solid album. It is one of my favorite Pink Floyd albums. Yeah. It appealed to me at, what was I, like 15?
3.
I don't know, 15?
Ish.
14?
Yep.
Whatever. You know, and not 100% sure why, but it is very appealing. I think it just has a great sound. There are a lot of really good songs. It just holds your interest over a fairly long period of time.
Yeah, it really does.
And it is it's relaxing. It's, I don't know. It's a great piece of music, and it really is.
It's hard to really
I like it a lot.
to wrap it up in words, but it's just evocative of a clear feeling. And there's some really gorgeous moments musically, and I just think it's great. You know, it's got enough movement to keep it interesting. It's not all like one rhythm or, you know, one tempo. I don't know. I think an album like this is really hard to make, and they don't come along all the time. I think it's wonderful, and I think the cover is great too. I think it's just a great looking record.
It is nice for them to put Roger Waters on the cover when he's not in the band. And I think
Twice.
I think this is the 2016 pressing. It is.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds great. I think it really sounds great. I would definitely recommend getting this on vinyl. We, of course, only had the original CD is what we heard. And that's really mostly what I've heard. But this sounds really great, I think. It does,
yeah. Nicely done.
I think it brings out, you know, some things in the album that maybe you didn't hear as clearly before. I don't know.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed our brief discussion about the Division Bell. Please let us know in the comments what you think about Pink Floyd and this album. And make sure to like this video, and please subscribe to States and Kingdoms. We put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So please stay tuned for the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and please have a happy Independence Day if you're watching this on Monday.
If you're American.
And if you're American. We do not assume anything. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.